Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The WBC mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte is playing for keeps, launching legal action against the WBC to protect his position. He's the current mandatory challenger. He wants his title shot against Tyson Fury. That is due to be held by February 2021. Well, that was the order the WBC put in place. In recent days, though, there has been a lot of talk by Tyson Fury and his co-promoter Bob Arum about Dillian Whyte just getting out of the way to allow an undisputed fight to happen. All sorts of talk by Arum in particular, sort of saying Dillian Whyte needs to get out of the way because if he doesn't, we'll just get Tyson Fury upgraded to the franchise champion status. But Dillian Whyte clearly not happy with that situation, not happy with all the talk that he might just get cast aside. And Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, has confirmed to Sky Sports legal action has been taken against them by Dillian Whyte. That is confirmed to Sky Sports. And he says, and I quote, "There is a procedure with regards to the date of the mandatory in the heavyweight division. Upon direct advice of WBC legal counsel, I am not in position to discuss any further." That's Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, and his organization was the one that put February 2021 in place for Dillian Whyte. It actually pushed him out a year because he was the previous mandatory challenger, but when his situation with UCAD arose in 2019, the WBC took the opportunity to bump him by a year and install Tyson Fury as a mandatory for 2020. So anyway, Whyte clearly playing for keeps here, not happy and not having it with the WBC, which has had him, or previously before he became the mandatory, the number one contender in the WBC since the end of 2017. Obviously, he's had other opportunities elsewhere. He hasn't taken them, but the WBC has been almost a sole focus for him in terms of getting to a title shot. And now he doesn't want Tyson Fury to slip out of his grasp. And I guess there might be some people asking the question, well, why isn't Matchroom doing this on his behalf? Why aren't they launching the legal action? And the thing is, Whyte is in a somewhat different situation to a lot of high-profile boxers. He's only on a fight-by-fight deal by his choice with Matchroom. And the next fight for Dillian Whyte is Alexander Povetkin. So in terms of their obligations to Whyte, they're living up to their end of the deal. And because he's chosen not to sign a long-term deal for, 3, 5, 10 fights or a number of years or whatever, he's sort of half in, but he's half out. So he is the one that, in this sort of situation, has got to put the hammer down and go for the jugular. So after all sorts of, stuff that the WBC has put at his doorstep in the last year or so, he's obviously thought, enough is enough. You ain't going to push me out of the way. I'm going to take you to court. And that's the thing here. The WBC, it doesn't have endless sort of supplies and reserves of money here. So the threat of legal action, and if this drags on for any length of time, it will be a drain on the sanctioning body. And Dillian Whyte, as a multi-millionaire, because that's what he is, he's had multiple multi-million-dollar paydays. I'm sure that he can put something into this, a significant sum of money to try and ensure a good result for him. And you'd have to imagine on the strength of, his case that he probably thinks he's got a good shot. His lawyers must have advised him, you're in a strong position here. They are the ones that put an order in place, and here it is on screen. This is what they had on their website, in 2019 regarding Dillian Whyte being the mandatory for February 2021. And obviously the whole COVID situation, the pandemic, that's thrown a lot of things up in the air, but the original sort of schedule and plan of events, I think from a few months ago, people were thinking, okay, if Tyson Fury does beat Deontay Wilder, there is going to be a mandatory for Tyson Fury in the form of Dillian Whyte. That's due by February 2021. And on the other side of the coin, if Anthony Joshua beat Kubrat Pulev, he had another mandatory, and that was going to be Alexander Usyk. And if Dillian Whyte pushes his case, and quite hard, that could be beneficial for Alexander Usyk as well, because if the WBC side of things is held up and delayed, the mandatory has to be fulfilled. I think that would leave Anthony Joshua in the position of, well, he's going to have to face someone, and who better than the current mandatory after Pulev, who's already been installed and that fight's been called. So it could end up being beneficial for Usyk, who's already said his management, look, we don't want to step aside. And the WBO in recent days had sort of said, actually, maybe you can wait till after an undisputed fight. So there could be a massive fly in the undisputed ointment here. And that fly could be Dillian Whyte. He could prevent that happening next, which is seemingly the way people want it to be. Most fans would like to have the undisputed fight sooner rather than later, but Whyte, as the mandatory, obviously has been waiting for a while. It was pushed back a year because of the WBC while he had his UCAD thing. He's saying, no, you're just not going to do that to me. And I had been thinking, and I was about to do a video before I saw this news come up actually, regarding Whyte. What if he actually, because he's on this fight-by-fight deal, what if he left Matchroom, and what if he joined Top Rank or Queensberry on a fight-by-fight deal as the mandatory? It becomes an in-house fight as such with Fury. But then I sort of stepped back from that thinking, and I thought, well, there's a reason the likes of Bob Arum and Queensberry in particular don't want Dillian Whyte next for Tyson Fury, because they have a 5-fight deal in place with Tyson Fury. They want Anthony Joshua to be the 5th fight, because who knows, what if he decides not to re-sign with Top Rank, or he signs on different terms that are less favourable to Top Rank? They earn less money, so they want to get the cash cow fight in before the deal ends. So I think there is some finances and that sort of side of things with other boxing politics at play here. So Dillian Whyte, even if he went to a Top Rank or a Queensberry, there's no guarantee that fight would happen any sooner or next. And clearly he wants it to be next. So he wants to probably stay where he is for now. But this is why he's launching the legal action. He is on a fight-by-fight deal. Matchroom have fulfilled its obligations to him. Sure, Eddie Hearn is saying in public, we would like him to get that fight. But at this point, Hearn has done as much as he possibly can under the sort of arrangement that he does have in place with Whyte. So we have to remember that, because, at the moment he is straddling a difficult position. On one hand, he's got his fighter Anthony Joshua, who he promotes on a long-term deal, seemingly almost in grasp of an undisputed fight, if he can beat Kubrat Pulev, and if Fury doesn't have to face Whyte. But Whyte and Fury, that's still a money fight for Matchroom, but I think we all know the fight they would rather have. But Whyte, it's a big-time move. We'll have to see where this goes, but what do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.